Dark times to be someone like me, bro. Dark times to be someone like me. You got everyone coming out the woodwork saying all their different things. Saying, fuck you this, fuck you that. You're not a Liverpool fan this. You're not a Liverpool fan that. You're a negative Nancy this. You're a negative Nancy that. Big up, Chester. Big up, bro. Big up, Kingsman. How you doing, Ted Lasso? It's it's a good time to be a Liverpool fan. It's a bad time to be a realist. Um, Two clean sheets in a row. Who would have thought that that was possible? Who would have thought that this team could prevent goals for 180 minutes? I didn't. I didn't. My opinion isn't exactly changed, but I said that before the Aston Villa game. I told you guys before the Villa game that I expect these two games to be completely different. More so the Real Madrid game and the City game. Villa was a little bit of a surprise because I felt that Villa played into our hands. But I knew that Arnie was going to completely change his philosophy for this Real Madrid game. I know he will completely change his philosophy for the Man City game. These aren't the games that I'm concerned about. These are not the games that I'm concerned about, guys. I'm not worried about Real Madrid at Anfield because I saw what Arne Slot did last season. Remember, everyone forgets like the context behind that Madrid game last year. The Madrid game came in the middle of that 8-game run where we played like City, Leverkusen, Chelsea, Real Madrid. Basically, like, remember that whole narrative of like Liverpool have beaten the 5 fucking champions across Europe, right? There's a lot of context around that, but we completely changed our philosophy and Slot said it. Slot said it. I changed my philosophy on those days and it worked. And Slot said it after this game. Someone brought it up right here. What did Arne Slot say after the game? Arne Slot said, I knew that we could only do 2 things today. We could only sit deep or we could press really high. I can't stick my guys in the middle of the park. That's exactly what we did, and that's what gave Real Madrid so much trouble. Because we basically pressed with 4, right? We had a very intense press, but it was always with 4 players. The other 6 were sitting on the deeper half of the mid block, right? So like think about it this way. Just going to do this for the sake of just giving you a visual. Think about it this way, right? What we did masterfully yesterday, ignore all the dots. I'm too lazy to delete them all. But if this is Real Madrid, right? We basically pressed with 4, but the rest of the team was hanging out up here. So it was very disciplined in our press. So we would leave the hole here in our press, which is what you want to do. Because by leaving this here, it prevents you getting caught out. By leaving a lot at the midline, you've basically created a wall. First, you got to get through the high energy merchants who are pressing the ever-living shit out of you. And then you got to get past the fucking brick wall that's at the halfway line. What Real Madrid failed to do was get past that second brick wall because we were so good from an intensity perspective. We were very high energy. People talking about Florian Wirtz not being able to press these last few weeks. I was losing my fucking mind. I was like, what are you watching? Like in the games that we lost, like Brentford, Chelsea, United, people were saying Florian Wirtz, he doesn't press. I was like, I'm sorry. Do we watch two different fucking sports? Florian Wirtz is one of my most highest energy players on the fucking pitch. I'm pretty sure Florian Wirtz traveled the most amount of ground yesterday. And he got subbed off. Florian Wirtz got subbed off and he traveled the most amount of ground out of anyone else on the pitch. I think it was like 11 kilometers. The guy doesn't stop fucking moving. If he loses the ball, he's intense to get it back. How many times did he win the ball at the high end of the pitch yesterday? Real Madrid couldn't cope. But at the same time, Real Madrid also went with a very amateur game plan. I've listened to what Real Madrid fans have said. I see the narratives that they're already painting. There's a lot of Madrid fans out there talking about La Liga, right? And the lack of competition in La Liga and how is that translating to UCL? You already see the super quick turns that they're making because of one result. And Liverpool did that to them. Liverpool have Real Madrid fans losing their fucking minds because now they're starting to question whether or not teams from La Liga can compete in Europe because of the lack of quality in La Liga. Madrid fans saw Liverpool lose 4 games in the Premier League and they said, we're going to fucking beat your shit. Vinicius had like a 4.8 SOFA score. I don't usually go to SOFA scores, but Vinicius was fucking horrendous. I don't think that Vinicius had a single successful dribble against Connor Bradley. But people told me that Connor Bradley is a shit right back. You see, in a way, I sort of feel vindicated after yesterday because a lot of people are bigging up individual performances, but they're bigging up the individual performances of people that they shat on. Kind of like the same energy that someone's coming at me saying, are you Arnie Slot out now? Huh? Where's your energy for Slot? I don't know. Where was your energy for these fucking players? Did you watch the same game that I saw? Did you see fucking Ibrahima Konate bossing it? Bro, the end of that game, Konate just started taking the ball from our own 18-yard box and dribbling the entire fucking Madrid team. But people said he's not a ball-playing center back. Mac, you can think that. You can think that. You can think that. Okay, I'm just giving my opinion. I don't think Connor Bradley's ass. I think Connor Bradley is amazing when Connor Bradley plays as a fucking right back. Unfortunately, in the Premier League this season, when we've lost, Connor Bradley's playing as a inverted right wing back / right winger. It's not a right back. We didn't do the whole fucking back 3 thing yesterday. We didn't. That's one thing I will big up Arnie Slot for. Even when we had sustained possession and we were building up, we didn't do this stupid bullshit 3-1-0-0-0-6. No, we actually fucking built up. We actually had a back 4 in build up. We actually had a double pivot in build up. We actually had off-ball movement in build up. We looked very fluid. Alexis McAllister was finding the pockets. He always had someone to pass the ball to. McAllister had an amazing game. But is anyone like considering the fact that, well, we were more compact in our possession and that's why he looked better? Guys, there were structural differences in the way that we played. But the issue is that how many games can we play like that? How many games can we set up in a low block / high press? That's the thing that I don't know. I don't think that it is a educated conclusion to say that Liverpool can play like that against a Leeds or against a Sunderland. Right? Like, would you say that type in the chat right now. Say yes or no. Will Liverpool play a low block / high press against Sunderland? Will they do it against Nottingham Forest, against West Ham, against Leeds? Is that something that you realistically see? Exactly. No. You're not going to see that. But it's good to know that against big teams that can occupy possession, we can completely change our philosophy. Another reason that I felt vindicated was people were coming at our defense. People were saying that our defense looks shaky, that our defense is ass. How many times did I sit here and defend our defense? You know, you've been sitting here and you've been listening for the last 2.5 weeks. How many times did I say that when you allow the defense to settle, we are exceptional. We are a fucking brick wall when we settle. It's only in transition where you can threaten us. We did brilliantly to not allow transitions. See, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to hold this energy where Real Madrid played shit this game, because in this specific game, I believe we forced them to play like shit. I think there was an element to them having a poor game plan. They refused to go down the right-hand side. For some reason, they wanted no part of Andrew Robertson. I don't know why. Valverde barely touched the ball in the first half. Camavinga barely touched the ball. Real Madrid was get the ball to Vinny. Vinny take on Connor Bradley. If it doesn't work, pass it back. We'll go to the other side. We'll recycle it back. We'll try it again, and we'll do it over and over and over. In the second half, you saw Kylian Mbappe come over to the left-hand side and try to double up with Vinny Jr. So it was Mbappe and Vinny versus Connor Bradley and Ibrahima Konate. What did that lead to? 2 half chances by Kylian Mbappe, 1 chance by Jude Bellingham. In 90 minutes of football, Real Madrid had 1 fucking real chance. 1 chance. Guys, deep that. Liverpool set up to defend yesterday. They played to play defense. They played to be structured. They played not to be aggressive. They wanted to just stay solid. And we gave away 1 fucking chance. 1 to Real Madrid. A single one. Jude Bellingham's chance was the only real chance that they had that whole game. Now, he did excellently to spin Konate, and I'm not going to sit here and blame Konate for getting spun like that. He faked a shot. He cut inside. It was a really narrow shot, but I expect someone like Jude to put that on target. He did. Mamadashvili makes himself big. Kick save. That's it. Guys, 1 fucking chance. Our defense is not bad. And I don't want to hear a single fucking person say that if we lose a game. Enough. Enough of these bullshit narratives. You need to sit there and you need to ask yourself, well, why did the defense look bad today? Did we settle or were we hit in transition? What did Liverpool do exceptionally yesterday that we didn't see against other teams in transition, teams of lower quality? Every time Real Madrid had a fucking counter, we had more guys in our side of the pitch. It was Vinny, it was Mbappe, and it was 1 other guy against 5. Constantly, their counterattacks were 3-on-5s. Connor Bradley didn't bite. What Connor Bradley did excellently yesterday that no one wants to talk about, we blamed him for getting too tight to Grealish, right? Against that Everton game, people were saying he was getting cooked. But the people who know ball were saying, well, he's getting too tight to the winger. He's playing too aggressive. Give Grealish just a little bit of space and trust Konate behind you. What did he do yesterday? Every time Vinny came coming, pause. Bradley left space. Bradley dared him to go to the byline. Every time. He didn't bite. He dared him to go to the byline because he trusts that Konate is behind him, because Konate is one of the best center backs in the league. I ain't fucking hearing it from anybody. Hang on. Big up, Jamie. Hope you're well. Big up, Jamie. Bradley was exceptional because he played as a right back, not a right wing back, not an inverted right back. He played as a right back, and he didn't bite. He allowed Vinny to basically play himself into trouble every time. You know that Vinny was just waiting for him to bite at 1. He just needed him to bite at 1 so that he could get past him, but he didn't. Connor Bradley knew that I need to approach this the way that Trent approached Jeremy Doku, Manchester City, last season at home. How many times did Doku get to the byline, and what did it lead to? I know that everyone goes back to, oh, Doku dribbled Trent 9 times, but Doku didn't create a single big chance in that game. Vinny did get by Connor Bradley once or twice, and he got to the byline. But guess what he did when he got to the byline? He kicked it right into fucking Konate because we were settled in our defensive shape. Now, A drawback of doing this is that one thing we did struggle with yesterday that I'm sure you guys will agree with if you watch the game intently is that we had a little bit of a difficulty in building out from the back, specifically towards the back end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. We were finding it a little bit difficult, and we were giving away the ball a little bit too cheaply. But the reason for that is because of how low we were sitting. I think at times I counted 9 guys at the edge of the box or in the box. That's a fucking low block. If you got 9 guys there and Ekitike is your outlet, it's going to be really difficult to get the ball to him. So guys need to play tight passes. If one thing's overhit, you're kaput. But you see, the advantage to playing that low block is that even if I do give away the ball while trying to build out, well, I'm already set. So do you guys remember how Szoboszlai would be trying to build out after we just gained back possession, but then he'd give away the ball, but Madrid wouldn't do anything and they'd have to just pass it back. Well, they'd have to pass it back because we're already settled, because our shape is super strong. We played disciplined, structured defense yesterday. We played on the counter, and we still should have scored 3 goals. In a way, every chance that we created yesterday felt a lot like the old Liverpool. We're going to hit you on transition by manufacturing counterattacks. Now, we didn't manufacture counterattacks. We just played the counter. But we were disciplined. And I think that discipline was the difference maker. I think our discipline in our press was the difference maker. I'm not getting carried away. I'm just talking about this game. Trust me, we're going to talk about the fact that like Real Madrid, the way we played against them and the way we play against City is not indicative of the way that we're going to play after the international break. We played Nottingham Forest, Leeds, Sunderland, and West Ham. You think we're going to fucking play a low block against those teams? The fuck out of here, dude. There's no way. We're not playing a low block against those guys. We're just not doing it. We're going to have to impose our style of football on them. But even so, when I did have those spells of possession, and in this game I had less possession and less passes than Real Madrid, which is good. But in those games where I have to be the one that has the 600 passes, where I have the 70% of the possession, I need to see the off-ball movement that I saw yesterday. In spells, I saw fluidity. I saw off-ball movement. I saw players dragging defenders. I saw players creating space. I saw specifically McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, my 4 midfielders moving fluidly. That was exceptional. That is something that I need to see when we have to be the ones imposing ourselves onto games. And those 4, trust me when I say this is my bomba, right? The 4 games after the international break are 10 times more important than Real Madrid and Manchester City. The 4 games after the international break will tell us 4,000 times more about this football club than these 2 games. These are games that we won last season. These are games that we quote unquote dominated last season. These are games where Arne Slot changed his philosophy last season. I expected a win. I also expected to see the narratives changed. How many of you guys are seeing rivals saying Liverpool are back? How many of you guys are seeing rivals saying Liverpool are scary? Arsenal are quivering. The league is scared. Are you noticing this narrative shift after just 2 games? I'm going to bring a stat to you. But before I bring this stat to you, I'm going to dress it up a little bit. I believe we made it exceptionally difficult for Real Madrid to play any kind of football. I think Real Madrid tried to play football against us. And I said before this game, don't try to play ball. Real Madrid approached this like we're just going to do our thing and we're going to break them down. You can't fucking break down this club. I'm sorry. If Liverpool give you the ball, You can't fucking break us down, big guy. You can't fucking do it. If we set up defensively, I've said this. I said this 6 fucking weeks ago. If we set up defensively and you just break us down, you ain't getting shit, motherfucker. You ain't getting shit. And what have we done this season? We haven't conceded a single goal where a team broke us down. It's all transition or set pieces. But that's set pieces aren't really football. Set piece is a game in itself, right? A tactical, all right, chicken. Okay, what's the bet? I'm in the middle of a monologue, bro. Fucking chill. Paul, that's all good. It's all good. To me, the stat that I want to bring up, every team that has beat us this season in the Premier League or in the Champions League had around or more 70 long balls. So they played nearly one long ball per minute. Real Madrid yesterday played 38 long balls. 38. That is half of what any team that has beaten us played. They only completed 15 of them. They were 15 for 38 on long balls. Half of those are probably Thibaut Courtois kicking it long. I think I can maybe remember 2 or 3 times where Real Madrid tried to switch and tried to break us down. But remember, I dressed up this stat by saying that we made it very difficult for them to do that because we were pressing so high. But the high press worked because the back line stayed disciplined and they didn't move forward. You see, we were perfectly content with Jude Bellingham getting the ball and running at us because then we knew if you play with a high press, then you have to leave numbers back in order to cope with the press. You got one in the midfield that's your outlet. Well, if the outlet gets the ball and he's got 3 players in front of him, but he's met with 5 defenders, guess what, buddy? That's a 5-on-4. I'm outnumbering you. I take my fucking chances there. You want to know what's amazing? You want to know what I saw yesterday? Towards the end of the game, when Liverpool had those multiple counterattacks, what were we doing to them? We were attacking with 4 against 5, against 6, and we were creating problems. And what have I said so many times? We don't need 10 fucking guys in the opposition half. I have so much quality up front that I'm okay with doing a 4-on-5. I'm okay with Liverpool attacking 4-on-5 for a little bit more structure. Now, obviously, that's in a transition, but in transition, I feel like we overcommit sometimes. And my beard is itchy. I gotta fucking shave it, right, Krusty? We don't need to overcommit on our counters. We can attack with 4. We can hurt you with 4 fucking players. I don't care. Now, Mo Salah did a lot in that last 10 minutes to sort of paper over the cracks of the rest of the people going, oh, Mo had a great game yesterday. Mo was scintillating. Mo is back. Mo is amazing. Everyone just forgets that Carreras had him fucking pocketed for the first 65 minutes of that game. But he was decent at the end. Lassetti, yes. But also at the same time, you can't sit here and tell me that Real Madrid couldn't have changed their style. You see, I think that the difference maker yesterday was that Arne Slot approached it where I'm playing the game. I'm playing the day. I'm not playing the Liverpool way. I'm playing how to beat Real Madrid. Real Madrid came here not to beat Liverpool, but to play as Real Madrid. That's the difference maker in these games, people. That's the difference maker. When 2 behemoths meet, it generally comes down to who came to play their way and who came to beat the other team. Sometimes you find teams that are just so good at playing their own way that they'll win anyway. Manchester City for 8 years. That's the difference maker. And another issue that I have that I'm gonna talk about later is if Arne Slot could be so tactically competent to neutralize the Bank of Spain. I'm not calling them Real Madrid. They're the fucking Bank of Spain. If he could be so tactically competent to neutralize the Bank of Spain, how can he not be tactically competent to break down a low block? How can he not be tactically competent to face a Premier League mid block? That's my issue. You just made Real Madrid look like amateurs, but you made Brentford look like the greatest team in the history of England. You made Crystal Palace look like their quadruple winning form. That's my issue. How could you be so tactically competent in one area, but so tactically inept in another area? But where you're inept is where I need to see it. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with these beans? You keep just saying beans, 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 beans. So we've talked a little bit about all this bullshit that people talk about our defense. So I don't ever want to hear a motherfucker come in here and say your defense is washed. Shut the fuck up. Was it transition or did you break us down? You can't fucking break us down. No team on planet Earth can break us down. When we set up to defend, you can't do it. Kylian Mbappe had 2 half chances in that game. 2. He had a right-footed volley where he had to angle his foot and send it wide, and he had a shot from outside the box. Jude Bellingham had 1 chance from inside the box. Tight angle, Mamardashvili makes himself big, saves it. That's it. That's all you fucking did. In 95 minutes of football, that's all you conjured up against the team set up to defend. Supposedly the best team in the fucking world didn't create jack shit. Villa, supposedly the most informed team. Oh, they just beat City 1-0. They didn't play long ball. They didn't create jack shit. You see, when you don't stretch the pitch against Liverpool, Liverpool can stay settled. And when Liverpool can stay settled defensively, we'll fuck you up. Konate is a dog. Connor Bradley can get the job done when he plays right back. Andrew Robertson, when he's told to just play as a left back, isn't so bad. Speaking of water, where is my water? Here's my water. Robertson isn't so bad as a left back when he just plays left back. You know, why does Kirkes look like shit? Well, that's probably because he doesn't play left back. He drops back as the third center back in build-up. Don't play a left back as left back, he's probably not going to have a good fucking game. I see a couple of people were talking about Wirtz on the left wing. Absolutely, Wirtz was fantastic. Excellent at pressing, excellent at creating. Szoboszlai was criminal with his mess, but Szoboszlai had a good game. And that delivery to McAllister was chef's kiss, right? Still feel like Szoboszlai should have done better in front of goal. I know that Courtois is one of the best in the world, but Habibi, you got to fucking sink that. You got to make that. You have to score there. It's a must. You must score. But either way, we played in a fundamentally different game. He did get up and down the flanks. He didn't invert. So he played as a left back. Every left back on the planet eventually is going to have to get up the pitch. It's 2025. You can't just sit back, right? The left back has to move forward. The right back has to move forward. But it's on the flank. Robertson stayed on the flank. Connor Bradley stayed on the flank. Again, we were very defensively disciplined. We also didn't have more possession than Real Madrid. We spent most of the game just sort of sitting, which is what you want to do against a team like that. Like, when you're in poor form, do I want to sit here and try to impose my fucking will on Real Madrid? No. No, I want to frustrate them. And you could tell how fucking frustrated Vinny got because he was bitching like a motherfucker. He was bitching all game. I fucking hate Vinny, bro. That dude just flops around like a fish. They were all bitching. The midfield stayed in the midfield. This is another excellent point. And when we pressed, one of them dropped. So when we would go with the four-man press, well, one of them would drop and go more towards the back line and sort of hang around at the middle of the park, but the back end of the middle of the park. So that we always had 4 to 5 back. So if I press with 4, I got 6 sitting away. I'll leave you the little space in the middle. Hey, big up. Big up to you, big guy. So our game plan was effective for Real Madrid. I expect to see something along these lines against City away. I would not be surprised if Slot just runs it back. I mean, he essentially ran back the same exact team. He just put Verts on the left wing instead of Cody Gakpo. You could see the same thing. And Cody Gakpo was pretty decent coming off the bench. I'm not going to lie. People might have a go at him for missing his chance, but I think there was one opportunity where he could have been played in and Salah didn't play it. Am I negative? How the fuck? What did I just say after praising for 32 minutes was negative? Please. Please tell me, what did I say that was negative or wasn't a fact after 32 minutes of dick riding, which is essentially what I just did. I just praised the ever-living shit out of this team. Oh, yeah, you're a City fan. Maybe. Unwinding, Mike. I'm not unwinding. I'm always going to view this shit from a top down. I'm sorry. I'm always going to view this shit from a bottom up. The title, Liverpool don't suck. Well, I mean, we did. We do in some senses. Are we just going to forget that we lost 4 fucking league games in a row? Are we going to forget that I lost to Galatasaray? Are we going to forget that my 7 wins at the beginning of the season all had to come down to last-minute winners after sacrificing 2-0 leads? Should I just forget all that and just look at the results? I mean, I guess there's no pictures on the scorecard, so, we should just look at results and that's it. When we talk on YouTube about football, we should just only talk about points. You're right. There's no context. There's no need. There's no need to talk about context. I don't think Isak's going to play right wing now. I don't. But I also think it's important to say that, like, guys, for the first half, Mohamed Salah was a hindrance to this football club. He could not take on Carreras. All Carreras had to do was stick out a leg. It was poor. I think Mohamed Salah had a great last 10 minutes of the game. I think his last 10 minutes of the game was great. But I think that the 80 minutes before that was fucking bang average, if not below average. Now Hussam went a little crazy yesterday when I texted him that. He was like, he had 5 successful dribbles. That's all you have to say? 5 successful dribbles? And then I get sent tweets by people. I'm like, brother, you think I give a shit about what some random fucking dude on Twitter says? I have eyes. I can make my own opinions. I don't think he was good. He was great for 10 minutes. Now, there is one moment, though, that people need to give it the fuck up with. I saw this, and I'm thinking to myself, you have never played the game in your life. If you are one of these people that is sitting here and you are looking at this and you are saying just square it, you have never played the game. You have never played the game. If you think he should pass it here, you've never played the game. You've never played the game. You don't know shit. If you think he should pass it, you don't know shit. Jack fucking shit. You don't know shit. Guys, this is a fucking bang bang play. This ball landed to his feet, and Valverde went for a challenge and missed the ball. Salah has one option. Fucking shoot. Everyone tried to make this be the same thing as against United. Habibi, just fucking shoot. Militao does a great job to close him off. I think maybe the only thing here is that I would expect Mo to just be a little bit more composed and try to place it to the left, because if you could see here, Courtois is pretty much past the equipment. So if you view a goal in quadrants, right? He's at the right third, which means that the two left thirds are open. But I don't have any problems. Militao came out, he blocked it. But people having a go at Mo for taking that shot, give it the fuck up, dude. Give it up. Bob, go watch it back in real time. He didn't have time to even notice that. Valverde went to challenge and he missed the ball. I don't think Salah expected to get the ball there. A little bit of a heavy touch. Shoot. Militao blocks it. If anything, my only complaint, shoot at the other side of the goal. But to lighten the mood a little bit, did anyone spot this? Did anyone spot this? This is why I can never hate McAllister. Does anyone know what he's doing? I'll give you a hint. Isn't that fucking awesome, dude? The shithousery. I fucking love it. Fuck that rat. I know I said let bygones be bygones, but well, man, I hear you. 100%. But you know what? Let's just pull it up. Let's just pull it up. But guys, just to remain on the whole trend thing, bro, that's the kind of shithousery that I love. Like, oh my God. I didn't even spot that live because I was fucking celebrating. But the fact that he did that with Trent there, oh my God. Judas. I was so over Trent. But then he came on the pitch and I heard everyone booing and I was like, you know what? Shit. Yes, let's go. The fans got me back into it. And nothing made me feel better than, I think it was like the 89th minute when Trent tried to play that ball into the box and it just went straight into fucking lunar orbit. Hang on, 12th man. Let me pull this up because I want to show you guys what I mean. Like I think it's really harsh to criticize Mo in this specific thing against United. He should have squared it for sure. He had time, but in this one, not so much. And this is why. This is why. Okay, I'm going to show you. Give me a second. Okay, the reason why I think this is really unfair is, first of all, Trent kicks the ball, right? Let me do this. Oops. So Trent kicks the ball. Valverde gets the ball here, right? So look how close Valverde is and Salah is here. The ball is obviously outside of the reach of Fede Valverde. Second. See, this is why this sucks, because YouTube fucking sucks. See how like I can't fucking... Okay, look, right here. God damn it. You fucking kidding me, bro? Fucking spinning wheel of death. Anyway, you can see it, right? Look through the wheel. Look through the wheel. You can see it. Valverde went for the challenge and almost gets the ball, and then Mo has to try to touch it back. Mo has to try to touch it past Valverde. Once he gets it past Valverde, the ball ends up here, and Mo's eyes have been on the ball the whole time. Look, do you see? Okay, look, this touch right here. Mo touches it past Valverde. Valverde tries to bump him. He gets by him. I think that that's really harsh. I think that's really harsh to expect him to square this. I mean, you just watched it live. He had to shimmy by Valverde, who almost gets it. And this is Mo Salah. I want him to shoot that. I sat here against Leverkusen and against Frankfurt and against United, and I was tearing him apart for not passing. In this one, I think that's very harsh, given what we just saw transpire on the pitch before he found himself in that moment. Very harsh. Very harsh. So I don't agree with the masses on that one. Also, this is also true. If you pass it to Verts, that gives Courtois time to cover back into the center, and Militao, I'm sorry, not Militao, the other Trent is on the fucking goal line. Trent's on the goal line. Yeah, it was unlucky. Like sometimes you just got to put your hand up and say unlucky. Guys, Militao made himself big and blocked the shot. But Salah also created that chance for himself. Hey, big up Duransky. What else do we have here? Oh, did anyone see this? See, this is why I love Mike Gaffer. This is why I love Virgil. Did anyone see this? I'm not going to play it obviously for copyright, but Verge, have you managed to see Trent, or are you going to see him? And he just very bluntly just goes, no. Awesome. Basically just like, fuck no. Why? Like, why? Why? Why would I go talk to him? Do you guys, I don't know if you guys watched, but if you haven't, they did an inside Anfield after, they did an inside Liverpool training after Trent announced he was leaving. And McAllister, so Trent walks up to Soboslai and says, what's good, while they're all at that like coffee table, and McAllister's drinking his little like fucking tea thing. And McAllister's just giving him the most disgusting side eye of all time. Like, how fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? Can I play, like, if someone took a video in, if someone took a video on Twitter and they posted it on Twitter, but it's not like a corporation, am I going to get copyrighted for that? Like, if it's just someone's fucking video from the game, let me know. Because if I won't, then I'm going to play one. Hey, we're not going to talk about City fans, all right? We're not going to talk about City fans. Okay, I'm going to play one for you guys. Fuck it, we're just going to risk it for the biscuit. There's no way that I'm going to get copyrighted for some random dude's fucking video. Did you guys spot when the fans were doing this? This is my favorite part right here. Just wait. I loved it, bro. I loved it. Oh my God. You could hear it on the fucking screen. I was going crazy. I was so happy. I thought that our fans were gonna like clap him up and be like, he's Alexander Arnold, he's Alexander Arnold, he's Alexander Arnold. I thought they were gonna do that. No. Our fans are based. And I love when people say you'll never walk alone. And I'm like, you're right. Until you betray us. Benedict Arnold walks alone. Judas walks alone. El Ratico. Hey. Big up, Akia. I know he was in the stands. I know he was in the stands. Anyway, so I know that we broke down what our tactics were, but just hear it from the gaffer himself. Hear it from the man in charge himself. I said to the players that the only thing I did not want was a mid block because those two up front have deep runs, unbelievable timing, and incredible pace. So we either press them really high or we sit in a low block. So never give them space. And in the first few moments you do, you take it away because 24 goal contributions from 26 goals tells you everything you need to know about these two. That alone tells me that Arne Slot played the occasion. He played to beat Real Madrid. Now, if you can play to beat Real Madrid, why is it so difficult for you to play to beat Brentford? Why is it so difficult to play to beat United, play to beat Chelsea, play to beat Crystal Palace? Why is it when you try to impose your will on a game, we start to see the cracks? This was another one of my favorite quotes that I saw. Today, I have to mention Flo. Big up Soboslai. He just kept on running, kept on winning balls, running back, having his chances, and giving me an assist too. So I'm sorry for me as well. Big up Soboslai for taking some accountability. Connor Bradley again. Connor Bradley says, I wasn't phased at all. He said a few things to me on the pitch, but the fact is, I don't think he got past me once. Connor Bradley, you put your shit on the table. Attaboy. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this. This, I think, was my favorite clip of the whole day. I'm convinced that this whole team just hates Wayne Rooney. Arne Slot's quote, it's clear that it's nicer when you win games than when you lose games as a manager. Am I right or am I wrong here? And then look at who he stares at. Oh my God, what a fucking savage. Arne Slot won back some points with me just by saying this on in public. Because, I mean, obviously, as you guys know, you know how Wayne Rooney's managerial career went. Even Virgil was even Virgil was clowning Rooney. When Virgil was like, I think what you said was a little bit over the top, blah, 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 blah. Listen. I just think that like the way that he wants to try to break down teams that play a mid block is just wrong. And I don't think he's really seen it yet. Because if you look at all the teams that beat us, they all played mid blocks and they all played long ball. Madrid didn't play a mid block. In fact, Madrid sort of isolated their own midfield and they only played the ball long 38 times. They had 38 long balls. And I would venture to say that Thibaut Courtois, in fact, how many of those were Thibaut Courtois? Let me look. Let me look. Guys, they played 38 long balls. How many do you think Thibaut Courtois had? What percentage? What percentage of their long balls were played by the goalkeeper? 1/3. Courtois played 12 long balls. Courtois had 1/3 of their long balls. They played 38 long balls. Guys, no team that has beaten us this season has played less than 68. No team this season that has beaten us has played less than 68 long balls. Real Madrid played 38. Will, I told you, if you guys come to Anfield and try to play football, it isn't going to be nice. You came to Anfield and you tried to play ball to feet football and you got fucked. You like that? You like that? By the way, Will, whoever clipped up your reaction, they left that part in at the end of the video. I watched it. You could hear me calling you. For some reason, he just kept that in. But Real Madrid tried to play football, and we stayed in a defensive structure. And when we stay in a defensive structure, we can beat anyone on the planet. But you can't do that against a Brentford. You can't do that against Sunderland or Leeds. It's when we have to impose ourselves, we find trouble. Big up, though. Big up to Will. But big up, Tyrell. Either way, looking forward, we broke down a lot of the game. We've talked about what went well. We've talked about Arne Slot rising to the occasion of the day. You must be behind, brother. I said that a hot minute ago. How many subs are we on first? 994. We're 6 away. Guys, 6 subs away from 1,000. 6. 6 more subs, and I'm going to spend $150 on FIFA points. And we're going to open these packs live, and you'll watch me waste $150. 6 subs. That's it. That's all we need. All we need is 6. And we only need to hit it once. The second we hit 1,000, it can go back down to 0 because we've hit 1,000. So if you want to sub and unsub just to get to 1,000 and see me waste $150, do it. 5 subs. That's all we need. 5 subs. And then if it goes back to $9.99, guess what? I've already hit 1,000. I've already hit 1,000, so I have to do it. And look at this, Akia with the super chat. Big up yourself, brother. Big up on your monetization, Mike. Proud to see the fruits of your consistency and good content. To the manager, he stated the issue out loud. So then surely he will keep this strategy going forward. I hope so. I hope so. Here's the takeaways that I want Arne Slot to have. I want Arne Slot to remember that he is not an idiot. He is not an idiot. I know that I've called him an idiot before, but he's not an idiot. He won a Premier League, all right? He's not an idiot, even though sometimes he might act like one and facilitate like one. But if you can be so tactically malleable against big teams, how can you not figure that out against smaller sides that play mid blocks? If I can make Real Madrid look like a fucking eunuch, right? Look like a monk that doesn't have balls, how can I get embarrassed by Brentford? I do think, to be a little bit fair, the energy that I've seen from the players against Villa and against Real Madrid is far and beyond more intense than what I saw in the Prem. So that there could be an element there. Perhaps it isn't Arne Slot telling them to walk and the players are just being lazy in that stretch of games. That is a possibility. We'll see. I've also made it known that if Arne Slot changes on a dime and he proves to me that there is a consistency and a pattern going forward, I will change my fucking mind and I will profusely apologize. But we cannot forget the 12-point swing. 12-point swing. We made them look like a bunch of fucking ballless bitches. We are 2 away, people. 2 away. 2 away to $150. Hold on. I got to get my snipping tool out just in case we hit it. Guys, 2 away. 2 away. 78 people in here. There's no way that 2 of you aren't subscribed. I know for a fact 2 of you aren't because it's like 50-50 in terms of my fucking viewership. So is it for everyone. Half of YouTube just sits there and lurks and doesn't say anything. In fact, if you're viewing this right now and you haven't said anything in the chat ever, I want you to type anything. Type anything for me. Call me a bitch. Say I'm a flip-flop. Say, fuck you, Yankee. You don't know anything about football. Say anything. Anything at all. Where are we at? 2 away. 2 away. Going forward, though. Obviously, we have Manchester City this weekend, and then we have a 2-week break, which I fucking hate. I can't stand it. Who are there we go, Zax. Who are you? I don't know. Who are you? My name is very clearly right here. Who are you? We have Manchester City, and then we have the 2-week break. Did we hit it? No, it's $9.99. It's $9.99. There's one more. One more. Wow, let's go. We got it. We got it. We got it. 1,000 subscribers. Big up to all of you guys. Big up to everyone in the house. Big up to all you guys for watching me. Appreciate you guys. We have done this in, someone asked me before, When did I start my channel? Started my channel, I mean, technically this YouTube channel has been a channel for fucking since 2007. This email has been connected to this YouTube channel for probably 20 years. Uh, but I didn't start streaming consistently until 2.5 weeks ago. I've been streaming consistently for 2.5 weeks. I think this is my 18th day in a row, I want to say, maybe 19. So that's almost 3 weeks. Only 3 weeks, baby. Hey, big up Mac. Hey, I've never seen you, Geraldo. I appreciate you. Big up, brother. Hey, big up. Reno, big up. Hey, yep. See, now I have to spend $150. Probably gonna have to do it. We'll probably do it Friday. We gotta pick a day where there's no football on. So we'll probably do it on Friday at like this time. I think Friday at like 10 p.m. I'm sorry, Friday at like 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be what? 6 o'clock UK? That's probably gonna have to be it. Because there's gonna be football on tomorrow, and we'll have to do it on Friday. Foot spoilers? What do you mean foot spoilers? Do I care about foot spoilers? I don't know what that means. Hey, big up, Pat. I appreciate you. Big up. Big up, Pat. Hey, bro, listen. I don't even like I legit just turn on my camera and I talk, and then I turn it off and I don't think about Liverpool the rest of the day. I don't really even consider this streaming. I'm just talking. And to hear this is where I'm going to disagree with you a little bit because now we're going to talk about the future. I think if you beat City, we have a lot of confidence. We have a huge amount of confidence going forward. We have a huge amount of confidence going forward. And that's a big thing. Confidence is key. But by winning these 3 games, that's to me is just confidence based. Because of the fact that we're not going to play Madrid and City the way that we play Leeds and Sunderland. I'm just going to pull up what our future fixtures are after the break because I think that people are misunderstanding what the most important games are. Obviously, this is an important game. Obviously, this is an important game. But you know for a fact that we are going to change our style of play to match the occasion because Arne Slot has said it. He said that this is what he does. This is what he's brilliant at. It's these games right here. First off, I lost to PSV last year. I don't want to lose that again. Nottingham Forest, they beat us last year at home. West Ham. Listen, West Ham are shit, but we struggle against shit sides away. Sunderland at home. Sunderland are not that bad, guys. Leeds. Then Inter Milan. This is going to tell me everything. This is not going to tell me a whole lot, right? Because I don't expect to see this in any of these 6 games. I don't expect to play like we do against City against any of the 6 teams here. But it's these types of teams that have given me all the trouble in the world. It's those types of teams that have beat me this season. But hold on. It isn't just about that, right? It's not just about beating them. It's about the style of play. I was not more upset with our results. When we lost 4 in a row, I was less upset with losing 4 in a row than I was with the way that we were playing. I like to view football analytically. I love the game. And when you make such fundamental critical errors on a consistent basis, I'm going to get angry. And it becomes, I don't care about losses. Because my mind started to change after a win, after we beat Southampton. It's about how are we going to play these teams that play mid blocks and go long? How are you going to solve that? Because that is the overwhelming majority of your schedule. You only play big teams a certain amount of times, and it's not many. I do think that we can beat all those teams, though. Arsenal fan here, even though you knew, hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Teddy. Big up to you. But respectfully, fuck Arsenal. Big up to you. Big up to you. But fuck Arsenal. Sunderland are a very good side, guys. They're very disciplined. And also, they spent like 200 million pounds, and yet somehow their players have just made do. So, yeah. My team is trash. Good luck in the top 4 race. There we go. There we go. Attaboy. See, I like shit talking, you know? I want you to be a little toxic. Talk your shit. Stand your ground. Stand your base. Nottingham Forest is the real litmus test. But it's not going to be the result. It's going to be the style of play that we implemented against the team that should be disciplined. Sean Dyche is coaching Nottingham Forest now. You know how that motherfucker's going to play. Chelsea are losing. The fucking Carabag? No way. Holy shit. Should we watch the fucking Chelsea? Should we watch the second half of Chelsea? That's a lot. That's a lot. If enough people want me to watch that game, I will, but I don't think anyone's going to want that. That's crazy that they're down 2-1 to fucking Carabag. Had anyone ever fucking heard of Carabag before? Pat, I think that is a totally reasonable statement. I think it's totally reasonable. Because we ain't going to play like that against other teams. Yeah. Gucci, you right. But that's crazy. 2-1 to fucking Carabag. I don't think that the words low block and smaller team go together in football. I think what you need to do is you need to take elements of that defensive structure and you need to translate it to smaller teams. So you know how I said when we would press high, we would keep 6 back? Yeah, well, when you're facing a low block, build up with 6, which means that 6 are back. We displayed against, here, I'm just going to bring this up because this is just so much easier to show you. It's so much easier if I just show you. That's what I've come to learn. I want you guys to see something. Do me a favor. Count with me. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Liverpool attackers. Verts is just chilling. I'm sorry. Sobosai's just chilling. I've got 4 attackers, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I got 7 defenders. These 4 attackers created 2 shots in 10 seconds. Liverpool need to trust the fact that we can be successful outnumbered in your final third. What we can't be successful is outnumbered in the midfield. That's it. I think what's the takeaway that Slot needs to bring from this game is regardless of what's happening, 6 have to stay in the middle. I need that structure whether I'm dominating the ball or whether I'm playing a low block. Simple. I hope that's what he takes forward to a Nottingham Forest. I hope that that's what we see moving on, is that our defensive structure never breaks. But here's the thing that people don't understand. When you're playing, so when you dominate the ball, right? When you're the team who's got 70% possession, is your defensive structure what your possession structure is? Yes or no? When you are the one dominating and dictating the game, is your defensive structure what your offensive structure is? Yes, it is. That is exactly what it is. Liverpool get hurt on transition because the offensive structure against mid blocks is terrible. Keep 6 in the middle, and you will solve a lot of problems. That doesn't mean that you're just going to be impregnable. Doesn't mean you're not going to consider. That doesn't mean you're not going to concede another goal this whole season, but you will be way more solid. And one thing that they have proved over the last 2 games is that when we settle and we stay structured, you can't fucking score. In fact, you can't even really get a good fucking chance. Villa and Real Madrid, neither one of them had a real chance. Neither one of them had a real chance. Hey, big up Shankly. He does want to evolve this team, but right now he's devolving a little bit and going back. I'm going to fuck TJ up. How about that? I'm about to be a fucking menace tomorrow on that street. I'm about to be a fucking asshole. Remember that gimmick? Liverpool are scary. Have you ever been to Anfield? Hey, bro, Cody was tons of energy, injected energy immediately. So did fucking Chiesa. Did you guys see that little, like, that flick up, flick on that Chiesa had? He was taking the piss. He was taking the piss. No. Nick, I'm not saying leave 6 behind. I'm saying the back 4 needs to be a back 4, and the double pivot needs to be a double pivot. However that looks is however it looks. Like, whether the ball's on the left-hand side of the pitch, the right-hand side of the pitch. All I'm saying is that you can't get outnumbered in the middle of the park. That's it. That should be the takeaway. That's it. That's it. Obviously, there's going to be moments in the game where one guy has to go forward, where you give up the structure for half a second, but like generally, for the majority of the game, you don't do that. Again, there's no such thing as like a stagnant, static formation that just stays the same all game. It doesn't exist. It's a fallacy. But you want to keep structure. You want to keep your structure. And right now against these teams, we don't keep our structure in a mid block. That's all. We were passing through their press. But you want to know why? Because we had more off-ball movement. We had better triangles. Maybe that's because Verts was on the left and Verts just moves fucking everywhere. Verts ran the most in that game and he got subbed off. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. I already called Will at the end of the game. I called Will on my watch along. I said, "You like that?" You could hear it on his stream. Against big teams, I back us. Against Arsenals, against Cities, against Real Madrids, I back us. It's against Nottingham Forest and Sunderland and fucking West Ham where I'm like, I don't know. Exactly. But I said this. I said if you want to play football against Liverpool, that's a big mistake. You don't want to play football against us. 100%. Verts was fantastic. Verts was fantastic. His pressing was immense. His off-ball work rate. Not to mention he set up fucking Szoboszlai and Szoboszlai missed it. Ooh. Chama. First, we got to get results. Then we got to change our playing style. Make the little adaptations. And then we got to make up a 7-point deficit on a team that doesn't concede goals. I just want to see better football, bro, at this point. It's too early to talk about the league. I just want to see better football. I want to see sustainable and consistent system moving forward. I want to see more structure. I want to see us pile on results, and then I want to reanalyze in February. I don't think he will, because again, I don't see the correlation between these games and the games against smaller sides because of what Slaughter's already said. If you are worried about top four, I would say we have a little bit of problem. I don't think that we have anything to worry about with top four. We will make top four. That has never been even a remote concern of mine. I said it was a great save, but also I don't care. It's a one-on-one. Got to find a way to bury it. It's still a great save. Here's my unpopular take. A lot of the saves that Thibaut Courtois had to make yesterday weren't exactly difficult for Thibaut Courtois' level. If Thibaut Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world, half of our shots went right at his fucking face. In fact, McAllister's went right at his face. Just had too much pace. But again, that's being overly critical. I don't need to be like that. That isn't like a realistic criticism. It's just the way that it happened. It just so happens that the shots happened to go right at him. Still did well to save him. Yes, but again, we scored against all those teams. It was our defense that fucked us. We still scored 2 goals against Brentford. Exactly. Dom is fantastic. I know. But Dominic also missed a really easy one-on-one against Villa. So he's had 2 different one-on-ones he's had 2 one-on-ones in 2 weeks, in 1 week. But anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there. An hour, 12 minutes. We hit 1K. At a fucking boy. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to the 2 people, Akia and Pat. Big up to both of you guys for spending your hard-earned money on me. I promise I won't spend it on drugs. We'll be back. We might be back tomorrow. We will definitely be back on Friday, because Friday we will be doing the pack opening. Friday we will be taking I think it's 18,500 FIFA points. Maybe we'll do 1 promo pack, and then we'll just do only gold packs. Give me a second. What's 18,500 divided by 150? Holy shit, that's 123 packs. We could open 123 standard gold packs. What's that times 4? That's 493 players. If we just did that, maybe we'll do 1 promo pack. Maybe we'll pick 1 promo pack. I know. Maybe listen, I'll be freshly shaved for that stream. All right, how about that? I'll be freshly shaved for the stream on Friday. We'll get rid of this. But big up to all you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Big up for being here. Smash a like. Big up to Pat and Akia again. And up the Mighty Reds, as James Redmond would say. Big up, people. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I'm out. Peace.